everything just sticks, everything's muddy. Sounding a little bit precious, aren't I? Complete version is, I'm just weak. Gosh.
To the bottom of the mud guard of the four-wheeler. And see, that cow just sort of slid out just before. Add a bit more.
And then causing a leak, and we're back to square one. Well, not back to square one, we're behind. All the things I said not to do, I'm doing. Good afternoon! It's that time of day where I'm gonna go get some cows in. So we've got dairies primed and ready to go. Just gotta put this little handle up. Sorted out all the fences before to get rid of the cows to go in under the pivot there. We're just going to go up on top of the hill here. One of my big things that I've been doing over the last few years is doing the laneways. And we're coming into winter, and up on top of the farm it probably grows more grass than anywhere else. So now it's getting a bit muddy. Just yesterday, I bogged this, the four-wheeler. The cows haven't got bogged in this little bit of a laneway, but they're just about. Thankfully, Paddy's back. He's scratching around some gravel and doing a bit to fix this problem. Go up and check it all out. Made a pretty good start. When we were originally doing the laneways, essentially what we tried to do is just make sure that we could get from front to back. But we didn't really do too many of the sort of the offshoots. This is one of them.
And as you might be able to tell,
it's quite a red sort of soil, and that's got a lot of clay in it. What do we call it? A Krasnozem type soil. A lot of clay, really rich sort of soil, quite often low in pH, low in P. Crikey, so Paddy's tried to dig it out to dry it out a bit.
A scale of how deep it is. It's like to the bottom of the mud guard of the four-wheeler. That's how deep all this was. It was just
an absolute mud fest. It was terrible. Probably should upload that little Instagram video that I had. Yeah, that's a bit of a note to self.
So yeah, now he's just sort of been clawing back a bit of all the other stuff that looks a bit untidy, where we've been forming ruts.
The cows start to make a bit of a trench in some direction, and then form that from probably where we've been driving our tractors and bits and pieces. A few ruts have occurred, and it just goes from there. The ladies aren't going to know what hit them. Last time they walked through there, it was an absolute slosh fest.
Just see there, like all the mud gets all through there, between their hooves, and they're sliding around. See, that cow just sort of slid out just before.
This is just a great example why you need to laneway as much as you possibly can, and then maintain those laneways. It's one thing to put a laneway in and then just go, yeah, job done. No, it's actually about maintaining it from there on after. Making sure there's nowhere where the water sits, nowhere where the mud comes onto it. All those sorts of things that you've got to keep up with. I don't know what the girls think of me just sort of kneeling down here talking in front of them like this. Come on, get up. Just this red dirt just goes to mud and just gets so wet and just sticks to everything and just makes everything so hard. Traction in general. Oh, it's wonderful seeing the cows walk past that area of slop so easily now. That's good. Ah, well, that's a bit of a thing. I didn't check that gate. It was open.
bugger! Alright, it's been a couple of days. That's, yeah, weather has become inclement at times. And now, we're ripping up the yard. So the opportunity arose when Paddy was bringing the digger down because he's heading to the neighbours. Actually, my neighbours are getting a bit sensitive about me saying the neighbours, so they want me to name drop them. So, Paddy is going to Cocker's next door. And as he was going past, he noticed that there was a pipe laying across here. And obviously he didn't want to run it over, so he said to me, "Josh, do you want me to bury it? I can do it, I'm here." It's a 20-ton digger, probably a bit overkill to do a little bit of burying of 1.25 inch pipe, but hey ho, you work with what you got. It's connected to the bore over there. Now this is clean water for washing at the dairy, and then also we've sent it this direction up onto that tank where our fresh water for our house is. So for the first time ever, our spring that we get out of the side of a hill actually dried up this season. So that again just goes to show how dry it was and has been this past year, probably 2 years really. Found out a good little thing, not a good little thing, I found out something the other day, that our area, Sheffield, has had 180 mils prior to this rain, but 180 mils up until the 1st of July. So we're 6 months into the year, we've had 180 mils. Our average rainfall for this area is 1,180 mils. Like, we're that far short. But it's not unheard of for us to probably get quite a few hundred over the next couple of months, because winter is our rainfall dominant time. Paddy and I just sort of said, oh well, we know there's a power cable that goes under there. There's nothing else on this side that will catch. Just go for your life. Just dig all this out. We did discover or realise that there was in fact a power for the fence that goes from that post there to that post there, which Paddy did bury probably only a year or two ago. So that so we're going to have to now dig that across to there and redo that. But that's fine, because that's actually opened up an opportunity for me to bury some other stuff there. I figured I'm going to bury some water pipe just in case, well no, not just in case, I want to put water on that side of the farm. So I've got troughs littered over there that you might not be able to see in some paddocks, but they're not connected because I haven't been able to get water across here, because I've got all these nice laneways and I can't dig them up. Paddy has just done that. So it's opened up an opportunity for us to put the water pipe underneath here with the electrical cable, so hopefully we'll remember that, and we can start sending water over that direction. Well, redo the electrical cable that goes underneath there for our power, for our fence units. So I'll show what we do with that. Okay, what I've got here looks a little bit sad at the moment, which is a bit of a pain. I'm going to have to cut that a bit shorter. There's just a bit of conduits there to make it a bit wider. That is an old wire spinner, so you used to put your wire on that and then pull your wire out. So I've got a new wire spinner now, a little bit fancier. I don't know if it's any better, but it's just a bit fancier. So this has become the water pipe reel, I guess. So, why we're grabbing water pipe for an electrical thing? It's because we're going to run the insulated wire, the electrical wire, through this pipe to give it another level of, I guess, insulation, protection. Just sit that there. What you want to make sure though is that you don't cut yourself short. Little tool. Add a bit more. Add a bit more. This weather is utterly disappointing. It was almost frost this morning, and now it's like a drizzly sort of just dank. Anyway, I better get out in it. Now everything just like, when it's like this, everything just sticks, everything's muddy. Sounding a little bit precious, aren't I? But I might change my kit. Might go get the bib and brace back on. Now we're rolling. Doesn't matter. Oh well, this is a speed ride version. It's got a narrow hole in it. The Gallagher one, for some reason, has this huge thing, so it doesn't really spin all that well in comparison to this that spins beautifully. Unfortunately, I don't have anything left on that one, so I'm going to use the rest of this. I might just check to make sure that it's the right length. Perfect length. All we're doing is putting them through here like this. Now the tip, the biggest tip I can give to anyone doing this is try not to force it and bend this cable. Because once you got to, like this will be 15 meters, you got to try and put this cable through. And some people say, well, why don't you just use bigger pipe? Well, I feel like it's such a waste. It's easier to work with smaller stuff. To a degree, until you bend the cable, which hopefully I'm not going to do. And we keep going until, oh dear, it's getting a bit hard there for some reason. Again, the tip is to try and keep it straight. As soon as it comes out the other end, it's done. Ooh. Oh dear. It's taking a fair bit of forcing. I'm not really winning and I'm bending it. All the things I said not to do, I'm doing. Yeah, it's through. Whoa. That would have to be one of the hardest ones I've done. That took a lot. Maybe I should have gone for a bigger pipe. Because now, usually once you get it through, you just pull and it comes easy. The short and sweet version is, I'm just weak. Gosh. I'm gonna have to keep pulling. And I think what doesn't help is that things are wet. Everything's slippery. That's the real issue. At least we're through. They're through. So I've just left a little tail on it, just to give us a bit of room to actually hook it up to the electrical cable. So the reason we do this is that got this pipe that goes along the trench. This pipe here, I'm going to send across in that same ditch that Paddy will eventually dig along here. We'll send that over there, put a tap on it, fill the dam during the season, like when it's dry anyway. At the moment, we've got enough water flow from everywhere else, from the springs and creeks, that it's filling those dams up fine. But we'll just put it in just in case, and then also we'll put another pipe to, like I said before, connect all the water across. Paddy, in his wisdom, went and got a truckload of, I don't know what you call it, almost like crusher dust sort of stuff, just fine, sort of soft gravel. Because the issue that we're running into is that there's a lot of little stones that was used to pack out this area. And now, if we were to put that back on the pipe, we're going to increase our chance of possibly puncturing it in some way and then causing a leak, and we're back to square one. Well, not back to square one, we're behind. This dig is probably a bit much for this size job, really, but he's making it work. So this is now the new gravel heap. Ended up taking a lot more out that way and more that way too. Probably where that starts. Oh heck, that's soft. There. We took that piece there to get a heap more gravel to do that gravel laneway in the middle where I kept on getting bogged and it was just an absolute mess. The gravel's here, ready to be taken. Just started putting a little bit of gravel around some water troughs. Bit of a common thing for us to do around here to try and sort of have a firm base and not get muddy around the water trough. Oh, and he made a little loading ramp. Might work, might not. Been trying to rack my brains about what to do with this area once we've, oh, maybe we won't ever be finished getting gravel, but yeah, it'd be good for like a feed pad, a winter pad of some description. Trouble is, it's sort of out of the way a bit. I've just been loading up Paddy in the tractor, just been ferrying gravel loads back down to the bottom there, just to sort of tidy it up, because when we've dug it all up, a lot of red dirt sort of mixed in around it. So the red dirt in the gravel just goes to rubbish. Look at that! Well, besides the fact that he ran a load out just before, but you get the picture. It's a laneway without muddy puddles in it. Oh, it makes me so happy. So now rain, thunderstorm, dreary wet days, not gonna bother the cows. They have walked up and down this lane a few times now, and it's surprising how when they're slipping and sliding, how much it slows them up and just trying to keep their balance. It's really hard on them. But hey,
Beautifully gravelled.
Have a look at that. That is schmick. So it's about 7 days after Paddy. It could even be longer. Anyway, he came back up with a 7-ton vibrating roller. So one of those things that you see on the roadsides where they're trying to flatten it all out pretty well. That's what he's done here. So it's been wet and it's just left it such a smooth finish. Gee, it looks good.
Thanks, Paddy. You've done a sensational job. And that will do for today's video, guys. Thanks again for watching. See you again soon. Bye.